Welcome to Burning Bridges podcast. My name is Taimana.
And I'm Renee.
We started this podcast through my own life experiences and the journey to healing. I have always been curious of what others have gone through and the moments that defined them.
Here we believe in the power of storytelling, from raw, unfiltered, exclusive conversations with everyday to high-profile people.
Like, follow, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. Let's get into this episode.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Good on, Corbin.
Hi, I'm Ella. And you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We're so excited to have you both here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kia ora, tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Good to have yous here and to talk about yous as a couple.
Yeah.
And yous have come from Aotearoa to the Gold Coast, and we'll go through how yous met and the ups and downs in your relationship and where yous are now and together and individually with your careers. Yeah, so let's start with you, Ella.
Oh, well.
Put on the spot.
Where do I start? So we met at the pub. really simple.
Authentic. That's good.
I went to, so little bit of backstory. I lived in Melbourne for 7 years. I did high school in Melbourne. My mum had an opportunity to give us an opportunity. So anyway, had that and then came home to New Zealand to do my degree. So that's how I got back into New Zealand. Met a girlfriend at uni who lived in Masterton, which is where Corbin is from. And eventually I moved up there because my mum had bought a house there about 6 months earlier. My grandma and granddad lived there, so everyone was kind of already up that end anyway. So it was only natural that I was probably going to end up there at some stage. And yeah, I met my friend, and she had these other two people that she wanted to introduce me to.
In my friend group.
In the friend group. And then I met Corbin that night at the pub, and literally the rest is history.
She knew that was the one.
You knew I was the one.
Was he getting into a fight that night?
No.
Fight trying to win her over. Yeah.
Whereabouts were you born?
I was born in Lower Hutt.
Yeah.
So Wellington, Lower Hutt in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And whereabouts in Melbourne did you live? Just for me who lived in Melbourne.
I was in Glenroy, northern suburbs.
Okay.
So
nice.
Kind of Essendon area, but 25 minutes up the line a bit more.
Yeah, I lived in Essendon. So.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I was on the train line.
Yeah. And so is that the same story how you two met?
Yep. It was that. I'd like to add a little bit more to that.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
There's always two different stories when people meet.
Yeah, so we met at the local pub, like I said, Jackson Street, and laid eyes on it. I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. And then we got talking, and we had a few dances and a few beveraginos, and then Ella pulls out her phone of her doing school spec, singing, showing me singing videos of it, and I'm like, yes, man, I found me a different lady that isn't from the Wairarapa. I found me one,
And I sternly told him that I would be moving back to Australia.
Yeah.
I will not stay here.
Yeah.
And this is where we are.
Yeah.
You said that the first night
First
you met
night,
him.
so first night I got him. So keep in mind, I'd just been coming off my 7 years in Melbourne, moved back, turned 18, kind of like had total resentment, didn't want to move back to to New Zealand, sorry. But my mum and stepdad had moved back, so it was only natural for me to move back. Plus, New Zealand government had just brought in first year free study at uni. So I was like, okay, cool. At least if I go, I can go do a year, do my diploma, and then bugger off and do whatever I want to do if that doesn't work out. And then literally 6 months down the line, I ended up moving to Masterton. Things kind of started to fall into place. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where I stayed.
And then was it, I think, after that point that I asked you out for a couple of days later?
Literally, he asked me out that night.
Well, our friend group was all going out, and obviously her best friend that introduced her was coming out with us, and it was just to like, it was literally just going out for a feed, you know.
It was just at KFC. But he asked me out for breakfast in the morning, and I was like fresh 18.
Yeah.
Like I'd like hooked up with people at the pub before, but never, like, no one had ever asked me on a date the next day. So I was like, no, I can't, like, that's not a thing.
I just knew this was the one. I remember coming home, Mum, nah, this is different. This is the one. And then I remember asking her out for breakfast, and she stood me up, and I was like, oh.
I didn't stand you up. I told you I wasn't coming.
Oh yeah, you didn't
stand me up. I was like, not turning up, but I said, sorry, I'm hungover, I'm sick, like I can't come. And then literally everyone's at KFC, and then my friend picks me up in the car of the guy she was trying to set me up with.
Yeah.
So then they all bring me to KFC, and here's Corbin.
And I'm like, oh yeah, sick.
If you know me, like I'm not shy around food, and literally I did not eat a thing. I was like, no.
I'll just have some salad.
I was like, no, I'm not hungry. And like, I was like, oh God.
And then it moved on pretty quick from there. I think we started to see each other for it was real quick, like a month.
Literally, we'd met on the month after we'd met. We were pretty much dating. Officially.
And I remember telling Mum about Ella, and she came around for the first time for breakfast. My mum made us pancakes, and I was like, "Mum," she's like, "Yeah, we'll bring her around, boy, bring her around." You know, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then, like, if you know Marston, it's a small town, so either everyone you know or they're either your cousin. I was like, "Yes, Mum, I've got one. You won't."
Wellington girl, no one knows her.
Yeah, later to find out she was like from Nainai, but I brought her around, and mum gets talking like, oh, so what, like, yeah, who's your family, and you know where they're from, and you may as well lead it on.
And so I say, oh, you know, from Wellington, but I've got Greek heritage, and she goes, oh, I know Greeks, like who's your family, and who, you know, family names. Anyway, we start rambling off. She starts rambling off a couple of different Greek family names, and I didn't know anyone. And I was like, no, not me. Pack breakfast up. Go back to the room. She comes down the hallway. Oh my God, do you know there's a Loomises? I was like, yeah, that's my family. Like, that's my yiga, that's my uncle. She goes, I was a chef and I worked at Cobb & Co. with your uncle, Vasily. And I was like, great, amazing, we're connected. So it turns out Larissa, Corbin's mum, had worked with my mum's first cousin, and we met when we were babies.
And my at the time, my dad and my mum had attended their wedding.
Yeah.
So
Vasily's wedding that she used to work with. Anyway, connections. My grandma used to host Melbourne Cup parties. Corbin came as a baby with Larissa as a newborn, and I was freshly born.
So we probably played mums and dads at that age.
So yeah, we'd actually already met, and then never met as a 1-year-old, and then never met until the night we met.
That is so trippy.
So
what a trip you both out.
Yeah. And then, but even more trippy for my grandma then to meet Larissa again, and then both of our parents all reconnecting as adults, and then my uncle meeting Corbin's dad again as all adults, and then at Corbin's 21st it was my dad, my mum, his dad, his mum, because we've both got split families as well. So anyway, 4 sets of parents all re-meeting again as one.
Yeah. So it was a full 360.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe I manifested that as a child.
Yeah. Or maybe it was
My past life.
the invisible string theory.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry you one day.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
So.
How old were you when you met? 18?
I was 18.
You were 18.
I was 19.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are only a year apart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's I just had my birthday now, and he's in January in a couple of weeks. So we're pretty much end of
3rd of Jan. Yeah.
So both your families pretty much, which would have been so good that you all got along.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
The families get along. That's great. I'm glad they get along, because like my past relationship, the families didn't really talk. Like it was just awkward. I felt like so. Our families get along. You know, they'll go for walks or have meetups together.
Yeah.
And
Our mums, Corbin's stepmum, my mum and Corbin's mum, they've got a little group chat, and they all meet up for coffee, and you know.
So
they have a little community group, which is cool. And then they take my grandma as well. My grandma lives at home with us, so
I love that. Or you know, can get quite toxic with step parents and you know that. But thankfully, my mum and my stepmum and you know all of our parents get along real well, so it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So they're all back home in the same town.
Yeah.
That
Literally,
you guys...
like streets away. Like we could walk 7 minutes and we're at the next house.
How are you guys going? Not being around all of that. like being close to everyone?
Personally, I do quite well away from family. I feel like I am still connected. Like I get closer with my parents when I'm not there physically. I don't know. It's like a weird dynamic. But you're very different.
Ella's been living in a house with 3 generations of women, so getting away is a bit of like, bit of fresh air.
I do miss my family. I love seeing them, but you know, I still speak to mum once or twice a week. But yeah, I know you're probably a little bit different.
It's the same. Like, I miss my family. I'm full whānau orientated. Like, you know, like them. Like ideally, I'd like my parents to, when they're older, to live with us. You know, I think that's just something that won't change out of me, but that's what I want. So almost that act of, you know, they brought you up as a child, and just have them around our children, you know, 24/7. That's what I love. So
that's beautiful. I was we always lived with my grandma. I'm super, super close with my grandma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very close with her. But that'll be cool for when we have kids. If we've got a grandparent there, that'll be like
that is so cool. You said that your friend was taking you to meet 2 guys that night.
So they're twins.
Yeah.
So she was like hoping it would be one of them.
I don't know why.
So Corbin wasn't even one
No,
of the
he
guys.
He wasn't even with them. He was part of the friend group.
I was the dad of the group. Like I was I had the meanest car. I always had cool cars back in the day. I was like, you know, I'd fix everyone else's cars. They called me the dad of the group.
Yeah.
And our other mates.
The working man.
Yeah, the working man. And
So what happened to the twins that you meant? Were they there? Or?
Yeah, like we fully
we
like.
told them and laughed about it. I was like, I don't know how she was gonna get with, you know, try to hook them up with them. Like, love them.
Yeah, I mean they're all both like married on now and all got successful lives.
But
and kids
knowing
now,
Ella, it just wasn't her type.
No,
you know, knowing her now, I'm like, man, you're freaking done a bad reading there. Was it your friend or was your friend of me?
No, she must have just been like, oh, you know, I know someone like. I was so fresh to this town. Like I'd gone there as a kid because my grandma moved there, bought a house when housing was cheaper back then to like get it. You know, we'd gone there for like weekends and like we knew Marston and all the Wairarapa up would just be like, oh, we go there for the weekend to see Yaya and Paul. I never grew up there for school or like had involvement in the community or anything like that. So I think when Shanae, my girlfriend, introduced us, I was kind of just going with the flow and then gold swoops in Corbin and then that's it.
Yeah.
So you guys would have dated until how long was it till you guys moved in, like made the big decision of...
We
like to house hop.
We house hop.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, what we'd do is really thankful for our parents.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, my mum said, oh, we're having this for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
And unless mum said, we're having this for dinner, I'm like, oh, yeah,
we'll go here.
Yeah, no, we'll go there.
And I think we did that for about 2 years and then my mum's like, right, enough's enough. I need a schedule. So then we went 2 nights at one house, 2 nights at the other house, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, fend for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's our kind of schedule. And then it would rotate Monday and Tuesday in the next house, then Tuesday, Wednesday, anyway. And then we'd just do our own things on the weekend. Yeah. But we didn't actually move in together until we bought our house. So I was very thankful that, obviously to get the house, you know, my parents didn't charge us rent and they were like, just, we want you to save and save. So I was with them for, when did we get our house? 21. So moved out 21 basically.
So how long did it take for you to save for your house?
Oh, I'd been saving, you know, since I was about 13 or 14. But it was like off and on, like I'd buy dirt bikes or buy new cars. I'm so thankful for working at a young age because anything I wanted, I could buy. And then it wasn't until my mum said, oh, you know, you better start saving for a house. So I properly knuckled down when I started my apprenticeship. So that was from 16 to 20.
You know, it's so funny though, like I never ever until I met Corbin had buying a house in my like goal plan at all. Like I was saving for travel, I was saving for like travel, literally just wanted to go and travel. And it wasn't until I met Corbin who was like, well, I want to buy a house by this age, want to do this, do that. And I was like, oh great, I've got 10 grand in the bank, I'm going to go to Europe. But yeah, you'd been like, and also you'd had your KiwiSaver since 13.
KiwiSaver,
that was a good contribution and cash savings and pocket money.
And so what did that change you to have a different outlook in life of going traveling to, you know, getting a house and stuff? Because T was, when I met T, he was a lot like that. So I was a lot like you. Like, I'm going to have champagne and oysters, and
love.
I'm picking my trip for next year. It's like, well, you should save and savings, and this and that. And personally, for me, it's probably what I needed.
Yeah.
Because you can do both.
Correct, absolutely, 100%.
With the right person.
Oh, absolutely. I think pandemic definitely played a lot in that. We kind of was like, okay, well, we may as well do something with our money now that we potentially can't travel for X amount of time. Yeah, that's literally just what changed it, I think.
You know, when you're surrounded by the constant thing of like, you need to get a house by a certain age.
Oh, I feel like when we're in that age, like that was all the age group and people were putting on us, and especially in a small country town, they were like, it was a thing. Like, I never even thought of it living in Melbourne. Like, you'd think maybe that would have influenced something, but like, no, like living in a small town, all of our friend groups were like, even the parents were like, no, come on, you got to save out of high school, get a house. And I was like, okay, sweet, we're jumping on this then.
Yeah, like thinking about it, I'm so glad and fortunate that we got one.
Super grateful, but like it's not all it kind of made out to be.
Yeah, it's like that high of getting it, like, oh, I've got it now. But it's if I was to do it different, I probably would. You know, maybe I'd invest all that money into my own business, the start-up, and then to get revenue from that to then save it for a house, you know. We're just being a bit more financial literate with it. I think it's a real old school way of like, you need to get a house, you need to get an investment. It is great, you know. It is an investment. There's other things though, you know, like gold, or you know, all these different currencies that you can invest in. So it's not till I'm learning it now. Super grateful for it though. We probably bought it in
the peak of the pandemic.
That
knocked on a couple extra $100,000.
But you can't look in hindsight.
No,
super
exactly.
grateful for it.
You hear financial people talk about, mortgages as being a bad debt. That's not an asset. It's got to suit you, whether you rent, invest.
Off that as well, for the first 6 months it was really quite comfortable. Like, we were living well within our means. We had extra to save. We were able to go to Wales for 6 weeks and do an extra trip. It wasn't until there was a bit of a crash and the rates went up that we were really struggling to pay it. And well, we always paid it, but it was more so the other things of like, I was so used to putting a good chunk away of savings each week, and you know, being a bit more frivolous with your groceries and getting a bottle of champagne if you wanted a champagne bottle.
And this is the whole thing at that time. Ella was going through her own business, so it was this flow of like, some years she would do really well and then some years it wouldn't. So it was this it was just this, we felt like we couldn't really get ahead in NZ. Like you're getting paid $15 less there. You know, the price for produce and meat's expensive. You know, it's the rent's expensive. It's like living on the Gold Coast. You know, and it's like you're getting paid $15 less. So that was one of the reasons we were like, man, we need to get out of here.
Living expenses in New Zealand. So we've heard about all of this. When we go to holidays there, even just the food, the gas, the fuel,
gas, petrol is insane.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
So I totally get it why you just kind of go, why a lot of people come here, right?
Yeah. I think for Corbin, he's always had stable income, and he always, in the trades, was getting, you know, like pay reviews and bonuses, and for him, like, he was very secure. But for me, always having self-employed income, it was always like, am I going to make my rent this week? Am I going to, like, how many clients am I going to have? Are they going to cancel on me? Obviously, I had cancellation policies put in place for that, but it was always still like, okay, cool, I'm sweet for the next 2 weeks. But after that, and it's like, if something goes up, well, I've got savings, but then like, what if I use all my savings? And it was just a constant loop of like always having to make sure of like, when's my next thing coming, you know?
And what business was it? What type of business were you doing?
Service-based, so it was one-on-one personal training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
cool.
In my peak, like absolutely amazing, seeing 30 clients a week, generated a very substantial income, was able to save for my house deposit off it, plus extra. But then post-pandemic, like mid-COVID and everything, New Zealand had a very good small business government scheme, which definitely kept me afloat. But then afterwards, you know, personal training is a luxury, and it is something that that's the first thing, a $50 or $60 session is going to go for them, you know, and I would too. I would get rid of my gym membership if I was paying $60.
It was like, you know, that's what we've noticed about being in the Gold Coast. It's like all health and wellness. Like everyone's getting after it. That's the market. Whereas in NZ, it's not like that. No. It's like
it's a very large drinking culture still. It's very
save.
You
know, yeah.
Or maybe not a progressive mentality in terms of finances and what you can invest in. You know,
Yeah. So I think Ella targeted the market with her PTs, and she was aiming it with like mothers that had just had children. So that was the market she was going for, you know, as like a getting. That's what you've done with the boot camps. It was
I think it started with just kind of anyone, and it just naturally progressed to mums who felt comfortable enough to train and yeah, I mean, again, like I'm not saying it wasn't a bad business. I did it for 5 years and it was super successful, but after that COVID and that 5th year, I really saw a decline. I was like, I don't know how much of this I can give without really like destroying myself and putting everything I had into it.
That's then started to form the resentment and the small culture, like small town mentality.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a lot where Ella and I started to clash. I was like, that's not necessarily bad, but it's, it was more constantly looking for what isn't going right and not necessarily looking for what is going right. I think we started to get like that as a couple, and then doing the travelling on Wales for fighting really opened my eyes up, like, man, I want to travel. And I still got that bug now where I'm like, no, let's just get sorted out here first, and then, you know, when we're settled in, then let's do it. So yeah, I love traveling.
Yeah, traveling is so good. We went on our first overseas trip. We only knew each other 5 months.
Wow.
I don't even know how that come about.
That'd be me.
That would have been the last
I'm
phase.
going to Bali.
The last phase. Let's go to Bali. Okay, then.
You couldn't have just said, let's go to Bali, because I was the one that paid for it.
Of course, honey. Let's go to Bali.
Oh, it must be my mum and dad.
You're going to have fun, trust me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look at you now.
I'll
You
book
want to travel?
everything.
Yeah, that's
You just
just
have
your
to
key
turn
card.
up.
Yeah.
Just give me your key card.
Yeah.
Thanks, son.
Bali's beautiful.
We love Bali.
The culture, the Balinese never stop working.
Yeah.
Well, we went there the first year. It was such a cool holiday. Like, people thought that we were on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like, and then that was cool. And then we went back, like, less than a year later.
Yeah.
And Rand's booked it for my birthday, and then she booked it for like 4 days, and then she told me like a week out from going. And I'm like, 4 days? Can we stay longer?
Yeah.
I'll pay for the extra hotels. I'll change the flights, pay for whatever it costs for the change of it. She's like, oh, yeah. So I'm like, 4 days. 4 days. I need longer.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. It is close enough that you could just zip over for 4 days, but you know you are going to a beautiful place. Like, why not enjoy it for a bit longer?
And then for her birthday, so mine's in February, then hers is in June. So then I pay for another holiday for her, for us to go for her birthday.
Oh, lovely! Living it up, eh?
Yeah.
That's what I got to do so he matches it.
Set the bar high.
You played your cards right on that one.
I knew it. Yeah.
Nah, that's beautiful.
When you guys decided to leave New Zealand, was it about, what was that about?
I think for me, for a long time, it was my I've got to get back. It was like no, I can't be in New Zealand. I need to get back to Australia. So like a bit of that, but then also I feel like it did take Corbin a long time to wrap his head around like new opportunity, because he had lived in a small town his whole life. Everything was going great for him. Like he had nothing wrong in his world. Whereas me, I was experiencing a bit of not nothing wrong, but like his job was great. Like, you know, like he had lots of things going for him. His fighting career, like he had things going on. Whereas like for me, my business wasn't doing really well. So I was like, okay, well, there's nothing for me here anymore. I'm not from this place. Like I may as well move on.
It was the fact that I think it was like where we clashed a bit was like moving on isn't going to resolve how you're feeling now.
Yeah.
And I was sort of in that time of going, I'd done a men's group and just working on myself a lot. Where I was like, we sort it out now, if we heal us, because was our relationship bad? I think it was a bit rocky.
It was a bit rocky at that time. I will say, fast forward to like the 6 months apart, because I came here 6 months by myself. That is the most transformative time we had singularly and as a couple. Just having that space and being able to like sort out what our own stuff was going on, plus communicate with each other. But yeah, I'd say like for me, definitely it was like like a alert, like get me back because I know it's good over there. You know, I know I can make it good over there. Like,
because obviously with your business, because it wasn't going well, so instantly for you that was a kind of like you need your own thing.
I need my thing back again. Like I feel comfortable and I know what to do. Originally I was like, get me back to Melbourne. I'll pick right up where I left off. I was like big in the singing community, in the music community, maybe a bit of sports. I had kind of like 2 avenues to go down. And then it wasn't until my cousin and I came to Sydney and then did a trip to the Gold Coast that we were both like, oh my God, yes, this is it. And now she lives here with her partner as well. Yeah. So we both kind of did like a little tester trip. We went for her awards for her industry. And then we added on 4 days in the Gold Coast to do a little test and trial. And then 6 months later I moved over, and then 6 months later she moved over. So back to the question. What was the original question?
You would have been happy to stay there.
Yeah, I would have been happy to stay there. Yeah, because I had a lot of good things. Ella was sort of going down a path of, like she just spoke before, how it was quite negative because her business wasn't doing too well, and she was sort of seeking other avenues to not feel like that. And whereas I was in the state of like, man, I've got everything going for me here. You know, like with my plumbing, I was just really good, and my boss was like, man, you could run this business. Like there's just a lot of good things going. I was just on my spiritual journey. And that time I just finished this men's group and just learnt a lot of tools through that, and I was connecting with my cousin who started to reconnect me with like my te ao Māori and all of this. So I was leaving all of that, you know, but I ended up coming around to it and trying it, and I was like, man, if I don't try it, I can't say this is going to happen, this is going to happen if I haven't experienced it myself. And I understood that if we wanted to get ahead, let's just give it a crack. So
What are the types of things that you guys both did with that 6 months apart? Did you guys do certain things to, I don't know.
For me, a little bit of context, my dad was really sick at this point, and then he ended up passing away in the middle of the year. So I was dealing with like...
Oh, yeah, we completely...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Completely
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Our dads both passed away 6 months between each other.
Yeah.
And they were...
Both got diagnosed with cancer around the same... So that's one thing that we just completely missed out.
Backstory for everyone.
The reason, maybe...
Basically, I was like, right, I want to do this thing. We both, dads were sick. We were like, should we do it? My dad was like, go and do your thing. Like, at this stage, he was going to make a full recovery, which he did for a short period, and then it came back. And he was like, look, just go and do your thing. Like, we still talked every single day. Like, I felt like I grew extremely close with him then and don't have any regrets. Like, I did the best I could with what I had. But again, I was back and forth, like, over Christmas, and then back and forth over the period of him passing away. And then I think for you as well, you were like...
Yeah, I was more around like, oh, my dad's, you know, going through it. I might just spend some time with him. Back in it's weird how we've got that. I was sort of like, because we've had so much happen when moving, it's like the timestamp of what was going on, because it was so I was like, oh, I'll stay with Dad, spend some more time, and I was thinking that if she does come back, then, you know, we haven't sold it, I'll just give her the 6 months just to, you know, find herself, or just see how she's feeling. But then both our fathers said, no, like, we just go, you know, we want you to go. So it was probably the hardest thing, because if you tell that to an outsider, I was like, what, you left your parents when they're at the most terminally ill point of their life? But from both of them, they were, you know, my dad was definitely at peace with it, and he was like, no, you know, go. So after that, during that period of 6 months, we would work on our communication, like just checking in with each other, and it sort of grew our love a lot closer, because I feel like it happens in relationships and it's completely normal.
But we've spent like 6 years every single day together as 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
So like, where was the growth individually? Like, we'd grown, but like, had we really? So
you sort of feel dependent. So, you know, there's certain aspects that someone might carry more than the other. You don't realise to when you're separated, like, oh, I actually do miss this, or, you know, I do miss this. And it gave you a lot of empowerment to do so, because you had a lot more free time to do what you want to do. So, you know, I'd connect more with my cousin to learn about spirituality, or, you know, and that was my biggest growth, was during that phase. And that's when I also had my title fight, and then that's when Ella came back, because Ella's dad was quite sick.
so the week he passed away on the Tuesday, and he had the big title fight on the Saturday prior to that. And then so obviously that fight camp, knowing that this was all going on.
All this external stuff with both our dads were both really sick. And Ella came back and I fought and I was so happy. I gave him the belt at the, you know, he was just so happy. He was like, yeah, and that's the one thing I wanted. That's the one thing I wanted. I was like, man, I don't want to lose this fucking fight and not be able to do this, because I don't know how that would have affected me, because I think doing that at that time, Ella and I's relationship wasn't the best. We had both our dads passing away. Her business was on a decline, and then she was obviously moving over. To have all that external head noise and go in there and win, like that to me, if I could do that, nothing's hard now. So it was like that confirmation from it. And after that, we basically went and spent the rest of the time with Ella's dad until.
It's quite cool. We've separate photos, but there's a photo of each dad holding the belt above his head. It's quite cute because they're both. It's dark humour, but they're both obviously sick and looking similar. But them holding this big like victory belt, it's just. But both of these dads, like both our dads, were very strong men, and like it's quite sad to see them all shriveled up and sick, but it's cute. For me, it's cute because I'm like, oh, look at them, like.
It's good you can laugh about it.
We can, and I'm so glad that we've got each other through this, and I'm kind of glad I went through it before him, because I understand it now, you know. And I was there to support him through it. Like, he was obviously there to support me through it, but it was like, I'm kind of just like, you know what, I've been here, done that. You lean on me, like it's all good.
It was a wild time. Like, it definitely grew us closer. When I talk about we weren't in our best point in our life, it was just probably we weren't keeping peace within the household, but it definitely grew us closer, like supporting each other through those moments.
But I don't think it was like trauma bond. It wasn't like through that. It was like very healthily. Like we started to move through some things, and like we just had this deeper level of understanding now and connection. And
so obviously you guys spoke about your upbringing, and you knew about Corbin and what he went through, and I was wondering how you became to be comfortable in relationships.
So we'll go a little trip down memory lane. It was there was a night I felt like as a man I just didn't know how to express myself, and I'd internalize a lot, and I'd wait for things. If I didn't speak up for myself, that was the main thing. So Ella might do stuff and I just wasn't happy with it, wasn't happy how I was treated.
But I was also very like, I'll tell you what to do. Like I was very bossy, like big head. Like I've very much learnt now that he's also a big part in this relationship. I just need to sit back and sometimes listen to what my man has to say and take that on board. But it was a mix of he wouldn't speak up and I would do a lot of speaking for him kind of thing.
Yeah, and then that obviously made me feel small, because one, I'm like, man, I'm a man. There's all these protocols with being a man, like feeling like you have to be the protector and provider. I'm a fighter. How am I feeling belittled? Like all these things, and I just didn't know how to express it. And then one night we were drinking, and like, fuck it, it hurts me to this day. Like, love my darling so much, and I can't believe this night. I was just nasty. You know, it was just nasty. It was the final tick to where I was like, fuck, I need help. Because I always thought abuse was just physical. And, you know, I didn't realise all emotional abuse. Like, Ella used to come to me and cry. And I was going through this thing of like, why are you crying for? You know, like, it fucking hurts me to think about it now. It's real yuck. But I was like, you know, not listening to her feelings. Like, I was like, why are you crying over that for? Like, stop crying. You know, belittling her, putting her stuff in the bag when we had an argument because I couldn't express myself, and saying, get the fuck out the house. Like, all these things hurts me now, and I'm so glad that we've worked through it. But yeah, to go back to the question, the night was we were drinking and I had a bar fight. This bouncer, he
decided that he was going to go to the army.
Yeah.
And told me on New Year's Eve, right before we're going out drinking.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Are we not moving to Australia? Like, anyway, so everything had been flipped upside down.
Yeah, just had this full reality change, and
He decided, I've applied. Oh no, you literally applied. Like, I think he actually set through an application.
yeah.
And he told me, he didn't even like sit down and ask like, oh, how would we be if I went? Like, I would have been like, yeah, okay, if that's what you want to do. But he was like, I've applied for the army, my application's in, and then we were meant to go out for a New Year's party.
Yeah. And then we're at the local bar, and there's this. Oh, he's just not a nice person to bounce. He's just not a nice guy. Anyway, we were with these people. Even though I was drunk, I was still a real nice guy. And someone came up and like choked me in the bar and just like ragdolled me out, and there was no like communication. Then it just went off from there. And then I think the cops came in the car. So obviously from that interaction, I was already at a 10 now. And then going home, and then we were speaking about this whole army thing, and it was just shot off, and it's like a faded memory, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving. You know, abused my darling. That's what happened. You know, abuse doesn't necessarily mean punch. It could be a push. It could be a slap. It could be, you know, grabbing your wrist. It's all abuse in that sense. And the cops were called, and it didn't look good for me because the dog was literally, our dog back home was literally sitting in front of Ella, you know, when all this yelling and screaming was going on. And yeah, obviously that doesn't look fucking good. And so
I'd also lost my glasses, so I couldn't see.
I couldn't see, yeah.
Look, I'm not justifying it, but that made it 10 times worse because I couldn't see. But yes, lots of pushing and shoving, both halves. It was very ugly.
Yeah.
I obviously I felt unsafe in that moment, called the cops and spent the night in the cells. And
I spent the
couldn't
night in
see
the
him for
cells.
3 days.
Woke up New Year's Day going, oh, bring on New Year.
Yeah.
You know? And it was just like, what the fuck? My mum hadn't raised me like this. Like, the embarrassment and the humility. And we had like a family meeting with their parents, and it was just, we were both in the wrong. We come to terms now that we're both in the wrong.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
You know, it just shouldn't have happened. And we took a big time. We don't get like that anymore, but we took big time for drinking. It was just like, yucky mama. And from that point, my mum said, oh, you should try this, our family counsellor, Kay. She's just another leader within my life that steered me the right way. And mum had done a men's group. A women's group, sorry, because they had similar problems, and my parents don't drink anymore, but it was like just arguing, and mum was really, you know, thrived from it. So I went to this counselling session, a couples counselling session.
We did about 3 sessions together as a couple. Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of just delved in that, like, you had a lot.
Yeah, dove in deeper. It was a lot of it. She was like, "Oh, well, I reckon you should come to this men's group." And I'm like, "But what about Ella?
What about me? What about me? Obviously, I played a part, but you know, being a female, maturing a little bit earlier, I feel like I could regulate a little bit easier and communicate
and tune a bit more.
Tune a bit more.
And I ended up attending this men's group, and man, it was so confronting because I was like, "Oh, I don't, you know, I don't hit my partner. I don't do this. I'm just a kid. Why am I here? You know." And then once I got past those first couple nights, everyone started to warm up because everyone was quite anxious in that environment.
Everyone from all walks of lives.
All walks of lives. You
all
got
ages.
CEOs, you got chefs, you got people from prison. You know, we're just all in that same room.
Everyone.
So obviously a lot of judgment when I first walked in there. You're like, I wonder what that person's done. But then once you had an icebreaker and got to connect with everyone, you realise like, oh, okay, we can help each other. And the facilitators would never, you know, steer you to figure out your problems, not necessarily tell you this is what you need to be doing, but allowing you to reflect on what you'd done and how you could have done it better, and then fine-tuning like, okay, now let's add this into there. So it was a 15-week course. After that 15 weeks, I was like, oh, I want to come back again.
Yeah, we did 2 rounds of it.
I done like 3.
You did? Oh, yeah, you did actually.
Yeah, I done like 3 rounds of it.
Literally, he spent a whole year in men's group.
Every
Wednesday night
doing it,
and it was the best thing that ever happened to our relationship.
And we would come back and we'd like, she was like, so what did you learn? I said, well, I learned this, and it was good because we were both learning on effective ways to communicate.
He had a little workbook and notes and whatnot, and I'd come home on a Wednesday night, would sit at the couch from like 9:30 till 11 p.m. at night, and just, you know. And I remember our first argument during this men's group, and it was like the first click of progression, and it was over something. Can't remember what it was, and he was sitting up on the bench. On the bench,
I remember it. I used to sit up on the bench and like swing my legs when I had an argument, like a little kid. I'm not going to bed.
And I just remember our first, because our arguments used to be so screamy and yelly. Like I would be a screamer because my whole story is like I never got heard. So I'm like, you're not listening to me. Anyway, scream and yell. And I just remember we escalated a little bit, and then it dialed down, and then went up a little bit, and then dipped back down, and then it just resolved. And we're like, wait, that was really positive. Like we just really had a really healthy argument right now.
An adult argument.
It's great to learn the tools, but then to implement them in those scenarios, especially when you go from, now we can implement them, but when you're at a 10, can you implement them? So a lot of it was like the early warning signs.
I think you literally excused yourself for 5 minutes and took himself down the hall, and he said, this isn't done, I'm just taking 5 minutes, I'm coming back, because again, very heated arguments. And then I remember we resolved it, and I was like, oh my god, go us, like we don't have to not speak to each other for 3 days now. I'm moving out.
But it's amazing everyone's got it to identify what are your early warning signs. Once you identify, okay, maybe I start stuttering, or I get a tight jaw or something, okay, then that's when you go into, okay, now it's like the traffic light, stop, think, choose, okay, let's stop a bit, think about response rather than a reaction, and then choose what you want to do. So you've always got that choice. And we just started to implement all these tools, like using, I used to always say like, you done this or you done that, which is coming from like a child state of mind, that's
and that
what
would
children.
Set me off, because I'm like, well, I haven't.
So when I started to own and acknowledge it, like, I feel humiliated when you didn't introduce me to your guy friends or something, and I was just standing there, and I'm an introvert, so I felt humiliated in that moment. And when you own that emotion, the person can't really give you a crap about it, if you know what I mean, or say you didn't. So a lot of it was like communication, not when you're arguing, not just walking out, because then that leaves...
It's a cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out, At least having an agreement, okay, so when we get like this and I say I need to leave, just give me 5 minutes, okay? And then, this... a hug, or will calm me down.
For
or
him,
love language,
like touch or something, be like, hey, come back here, I'm here, I see you,
So we just learnt a lot of tools, and Ella obviously comes from a big Greek family where yelling's normal.
Literally.
Where my family...
Smashing plates is
Exactly.
And where my family's like, when my mum yells, it's, you're in trouble.
What have you done to mum now?
So, and we definitely grew a lot from that, and I got the opportunity to do like work for Ministry of Social Development for the government. So they just followed us around on my change, like why I changed, and it all came down to not wanting to. I understand, like, if I don't sort out my problems, then my children have to sort it out, and it was just this whole journey of healing, and it was the best thing that could have happened for us.
That's so cool. Do you guys find you need to, when you get to that point still, you kind of go, hang on a second, you take that second and you put into action what you learned?
Yeah, we were just talking about it like last night, for instance,
It's pretty second nature now.
Yeah.
Like even last night we had a little blip, but again, I recognised that I was in the wrong, and I just let him go have a shower for 5 minutes, come in and say, okay, look, I'm actually really sorry. Like, that was me just getting really wound up. And he goes, thank you. That's all I needed. Like, that's all good. Doesn't need to be a whole evening of tension and slamming the cupboard doors.
Doing it in a timely manner, I think, gives you respect in a couple when we're all stubborn. We all don't like saying sorry. But when you own it and, say, oh, no, I reflected and I said, I'm sorry, then that's it. That's good. That's, I feel like, it's so much easier. We don't have to, we don't like going to bed angry.
No.
So it's second nature.
Yeah.
We're pretty aware now if we do get heated and it's sort of slipping away, we can say, okay, how about we start checking in with each other?
Or even in ourselves, for me, if I've got a big stressful week from coming out to my period or something, I'll say, hey, look, this is what's happening. Just bear in mind. And then he's very good at receiving communication. Yeah. So, like, again, it's literally just like being aware with yourself of like, what have you got on?
These are so mature for your age.
Yeah.
Oh, far out.
I feel like we've lived a lot in our early years.
I'm glad. Like a lot of people say, I was the youngest in all these men's groups that I was going to, because at the time I would have been 21.
21, yeah.
21. So at the time I was, thinking it's like 5 years
baby,
ago. Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. 5 years ago I was doing this men's group, and I've just kept it consistent since, so.
It's like these places and people need to be available for kids in high school.
This stuff needs to be taught in high school.
Primary school,
this
even
stuff
like
literally is communication. We did not get taught how to communicate.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the little things was like identifying abuse. Like if Ella didn't have sex with me one night, I'd be, okay, I'm not fucking talking to you. Like all of these things. And like, man, I talk to my mates. I talk to, like we're talking with, on the men's group, we've all gone through the same thing and we've all done it, like you can be quite stubborn about it. And yeah, it's just this whole thing of like learning how females operate and how males, and love language, and like getting really in tune with each other in that sense. So yeah,
And I think also the big thing for you was like learning not to hold on to it. If it's really an issue, like let's have a proper conversation and address it, because if you keep holding on to it, it's just gonna like linger, and you go, no, I'm fine. You're not fine, because you're still angry about it. Yeah, that's a bit in the...
Super happy for the mahi that we've done and continue to do. They just emailed me. We still keep in contact with the facilitators and the people that done the changeability campaign. So they're still running that with our videos, and there's 4 other men on there with their stories. It's like a 4-part story, and they just go, talk about our life. And yeah, shout out to Brian and Alex from
lovely.
Changeability. They said they'll be listening.
They had a whole setup in our house like this, but with a big film crew and everything. And yeah, it was awesome. They followed us around for the day and did a big skit. And Rocky was in it when he was a little 1-year-old. And our dog, not our baby, not our child. Well, actually, he is our child.
Well, he's not little no more.
No, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Brought him today. He comes to all the men's groups.
He does.
Yeah.
He's right into his development.
He holds the space.
Yeah.
Does those downloads. Oh yeah, Dad. Okay, that's what it's like to be a leader. Okay.
So you on the walk and talk this morning?
Yeah.
With Hira and that? Yeah. How was that this morning?
Oh, it was great. So there's just 4 of us, and I sort of like the smaller ones because it's quite intimate. We can go on a deeper level, and it's just good just to chat, because sometimes you can hold off from what you want to say. You sort of only want to say all the good things that are going on, but it's great to be recognised when you're not, stuff isn't going right, and they can offer advice or like hold the space for you. Say, oh mate, let's try this, or they can. You're downloading knowledge that can make you excel as a human, and then even be a better man, be a better business partner, be a better friend. So it's just great, and it's just a walk and talk, and there's no better thing. I think it's a lot better than just sitting in a room. When you're walking out in the environment, it's flowing, your body's moving, so it's a lot easier to speak.
And I mean, you're walking along the beach.
It's beautiful as well. Yeah.
My favourite place, because you guys go from Broad Beach, eh?
Yeah.
Up to surface.
Up to surface. Back from the surf club,
Shout out to Hira.
Yeah. Shout out to the brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating the space.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I haven't been able to get down there for a month or so now, but I actually really miss it. I want to get down there more often than what I have been anyway. So yeah, can't wait for the new year when I can get back down there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Well, by the time this
comes out,
by the time we show this,
you'll be back
the new
in.
year.
We have to have a premiere.
So what advice would you give to couples who are struggling that want to make it work? Just better communication?
Yeah, I think like really knuckle down and like identify the root cause of it. And you've probably got stuff that you need to do on your own terms as well. But once you kind of identify it, that it's known and you can help each other through it, I think.
Yeah, because it's so hard just to apply it, just like anything.
Yeah.
It's like first is being able to recognise it, and then apply the tools and identify when that was the other powerful thing from it is a lot of men identify that they're probably in a toxic relationship or the relationship just isn't going to work, especially in the sense of like a lot of men when you're going, I'm thankful it wasn't with me, but you're going for this transformation of change and empowerment. And sometimes your partner could use that against you. Oh, look at you, you think you've changed. Oh, look at you, back to your old habits. You know, I heard a lot of that, you know, that's not helping you. And if you've got a partner that, one, wants to trigger you, then you're probably not in the healthy relationship. And as hard as it is, you probably just got to leave, eh? So, identify it, and then don't focus on too many things. There's all these just focus on one thing at a time, and then it just snowballs, eh? And
it takes time, like, not to say we're sitting here all perfect, and like this is 7 years of work that we've been going
five since the men's group.
Oh yeah, five since the men's group. Yeah, I suppose. So
and we're still
evolving.
We're never fixed. Don't worry. We definitely have disagreements.
Yeah.
And we're definitely normal, and we not have arguments, but like, you know, we just have discussions or disagreements, but we're able to repair it so quick and let it go, not necessarily hold on to it.
I think that's such a crucial element to being in a healthy relationship, is like your repair time on an argument or a discussion or an opposing opinion. It's, are you going to leave it for 3 days and like let that affect the rest of your week and your personal life, or are you going to just give yourself 5 minutes if you need 5 minutes and come back and have an adult discussion about it?
Yeah. And no is the worst word. You know, when someone comes up to you and say, "Oh, darling, can we do this?" You go, "No," you know, that's just shutting off the conversation. We learnt to like come to negotiation, like, "Oh no, darling, I haven't really got the energy to do it right now, but can we schedule it in for this time, or can we do it for this time?" Because then you're leaving that path open, not necessarily feeling shut down. Because sometimes I feel like, you know, in relationships, especially sexual is a big thing to me. You know, being able to have an intimate connection, but there's obviously other ways to be intimate. And a lot of the time, if I'd, you know, say, "Oh, can we do it?" and there was a no, that was vulnerable for me to ask, because I don't want to ask for it, if you know what I mean. So having that thing of, "Oh, I'm not, darling, I haven't got the energy now, but can we do it at this time?" And then it's obviously not just expecting sex, but doing everything, like working through their love language, doing the acts of service, you know, having a great day. A great day together before, you know, just being a young teenager, just thinking sex is everything,
you know? Sex now? Like, what have you done for me?
So we listen to a lot of stuff about that, you know. You know, coming after dinner, you go out for a nice dinner and you're expecting it, not necessarily knowing. You just ate 2 steaks, garlic bread and everything. You know, you're all bloated. So they've got this saying like, you know, fuck first, and then then a second you get it over and done with. So,
such great topics to bring up there. But it's good to be aware of those sorts of things. Because it's what happens in relationships.
But literally, if everyone was so honest in a relationship, like this would be almost, this and money would be like top 2 topics that couples are arguing over. 100%.
Yeah. Definitely agree. And that's the thing of listening to, of just, you know, you're talking about, you know, wanting sex and just that expectation. But I heard that starts way before you get into the bedroom.
Oh, 100%.
You know, it's just like, how's your day, babe? You want a glass of wine? Let's sit down, have dinner. Like, it's like, that's when it starts.
The other night, I was speaking, you know, like, you know, being a provider and like providing the physical things, but like that brings a feeling of like being looked after. But like for me, that doesn't necessarily bring the feeling of looking after, because I know I can bring an income and I know I can do the physical things in the house. But like for me, being looked after is like making me feel like a little child again. So it's like, I've got a little hair blow dryer thing. He like did my hair the other night, and I was like, "Oh, this makes me feel like so looked after, like as a little kid," and it was so lovely. Like
tapping into the feminine,
you know,
like, not necessarily.
I was like, "Can you brush my hair?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." So he's brushed my hair one time, and then like a little blow dryer on my hair, and it's, you know, nice things to make me feel looked after.
And then that was it, Fano.
Oh, better luck next tomorrow. What's your next task?
I'm doing a lot of brushing off his hair. I'm so thankful. Like, our communication is so good from that, because, you know, if you can repair communicating in your, you know, you look at it as a relationship, but that's with business, with anything, being a healthy communicator. Like I notice a lot with my apprentices, you know, they've been brought up differently, and they might say, just stuff that's just out the gate, being a silly young teenager, and then questioning like, oh, you know, why'd you say that? Why'd you judge someone like that? You know, it's like, it's a health. I think communication is the biggest thing. You know, if you can be a great communicator, I think you can go anywhere with it. So
yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Just probably we're backtracking a little bit, maybe, but when you first met, and when you really got, and I'm talking about intimate within your own feelings, as in your past traumas. How did that go to tell Ella about your past and what you've been through, being abused as a little kid?
Well, yeah, when did I tell you that?
I mean, it was so casual. We were in my old, like our first house in Masterton, and you kind of were just like brushed it off, and you're like, yeah, I was sexually assaulted. And I
think we might have brought it up on like a Netflix. We might have been watching something on television. And I was
I think in Herbert Street.
And she might have had a big reaction. I don't know how that could happen. Yeah, I don't know how that could happen to someone. You know, I feel so sorry. And then that's when I was like, oh, well, you know, I was sexually assaulted. And I think I'm thankful that my mum done all that work previously with it, because I do feel humiliated from it, but I don't feel like I can just break down and cry. I think I've processed it in that way. It doesn't hold any attachment to me. But yeah, I told her about it, and I can't think about how you...
I can't remember it exactly, but I remember it being quite like casual, like brushed off, kind of like it happened, and I was like a bit like, oh, what? Like, this is such a massive thing. Like, and then maybe it was a bit more like, oh, doesn't matter, it's happened now kind of thing.
Yeah,
I honestly can't remember exactly.
So you can't remember how it landed with you, like how you really...
Oh, sorry, no, yeah. So I felt like that is such a massive thing, like that's insane, kind of, I can't believe that's actually happened.
For me, it was just, at that time, I think I might have just been finishing farming, but I was just like, you know, just sort of I think I just dusted it off. But yeah, to be quite honest with you, I don't...
Something that was significant for me around this was when we were in our house. We'd just moved into our house, and you found the police report that your mum had filed.
Oh, yeah, that was more... Yeah, that was probably...
for me was us more significant in terms of he's found this paper and all the information with everything.
Yeah, that was a really moment for me where I was like, fuck, you know, because I was like trying to find the name, and, you know, I spent ages as a kid, like, who's this guy? You know, I'm going to go beat him up, you know, all these things when I was a lot younger. And then seeing that was like, oh, shit, you know. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to now, but it was, you know, everything happens for a reason. Unfortunate that it had to happen like this, but I feel like it's like the butterfly effect. If it didn't happen, I don't know if I wouldn't be a fighter, if I wouldn't, you know, it's like, you obviously don't want it to happen. Well, let's be real, you don't want it to happen.
Neither did everything else bad in our life, but look, we're here now.
Maybe I wouldn't be able to harness that chaos. That's what I use it for, like, you know, harness the chaos. But just, I don't know now if I can't reflect about it, because what we've previously talked about, the plant medicine and all of that, it just doesn't really have that, you know, it doesn't hold me to anything.
Well, that's the thing, you've moved through it now, but I feel like when I remember me feeling in that space, I was like, well, what do I do, like, as a partner? Like, what do I do to support this and whatnot? But
it obviously lands a lot more, like, when you say it to someone that hasn't been through that or something, but when you've constantly been living with it, it's like, you know.
And what did you do? You're at the stage where you don't need to give him support through that, because he's worked through that. He's a grown man now, but still, how did you deal with it, and how did you, what's the word I'm after, how did you navigate that?
I don't know, I felt like it wasn't a massive thing in the relationship. Like, I don't think, like, obviously it affected him and he's had to, but I felt like he'd almost blocked it out enough where it, like, it wasn't like the main thing, and being like, I don't know, that's am I
now, Ella's a very
track?
affectionate person, so like me telling her that, she would have hugged me or rubbed me or, like, you know, checked in that way. She wouldn't have just said, she wouldn't have gone like,
wow, that's massive.
She's the type,
wow, let's go have some KFC.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing. But nah, so she's definitely in tune in that sense. Like, she knows my love language is touch, and that's the biggest, you know, physical affection. It just brings me down, makes me feel like I'm heard, it makes me feel like it's grounded, you know, it's landed. So yeah, she's always supported me with
Would you just say that your love
language is like, you know,
is being touched.
It's being touched, you know, physical touch.
Affection.
It brings me down, especially if we're having an argument, I feel like I have to raise my voice because I'm not heard. You know, simple like boom like that. It's like, you know, I hear you. So yeah, I'm a physical touch type of person.
Yeah, I'm that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Got the tongue.
not that one. It's just like the space there.
Just bring the tone down. So you guys both business people, I would say. So you both own businesses and run them.
Oh, I'm only just coming into it.
Okay. What do you do?
I haven't got my business yet. But
We're getting there.
I will have one soon.
Yeah.
I know that like the
Technically, his fighting is his business.
yeah,
He's earning money from it. And
Fighting is my business, but that's just
personal
one of them.
brand.
That's just one of them. You know?
Yeah.
You said
I
you
have
have
multiple
apprentices.
So that's for the company I work for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So the end goal for me is I'd love to. I know I'm really good at plumbing in my job, and like I always live with this model: how I do one thing's how I do everything. So I know I'm a really great tradesman. So I'd like to have my own company in that sense. But in the meantime, I'd like to have. I've got a supplement idea that I want to keep to myself at this moment because I said I wasn't going to talk about it. But yeah, shout out to Intent. But yeah, I'll pass it on to, and I've got a professional fighting career ahead of me, so that's enough at this moment. But there's many more opportunities and experiences to come.
Yeah, and I have a towel business. We sell 2x2 meter Turkish towels, and I do social media and content creation, and I also do social media coaching too.
Wow.
So lots. But previously I had my personal training business in person, and then I transitioned into online as well as offering nutrition coaching online. So I've always been in the online space.
Okay. And shout out your businesses.
Tally Co, that's the towels, and then Ella Hayes on Instagram.
And not taking the piss.
And Not Taking the Piss podcast, which you guys will hear very, very soon coming next year.
Yes.
And that's with you too?
Yes, that's our podcast, yeah.
Yeah,
because you did have your podcast in the start of the year.
Yeah.
You just launched your own podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then life got a bit busy for you.
It was the sense of like feeling like it was a chore.
Yeah.
Than rather wanting to do it.
Like creative outlet. It was like, we have to do this podcast, we have to get it out. And then like the room we're in was half an office / half a garage / not an aesthetics place, energy wise, like any physical wise. And and then we went to Bali, and then we just didn't we paused.
Yeah. We went to Bali on our, got engaged in Bali.
We got engaged in Bali this year. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
Were you expecting that?
I was like, if it doesn't happen on this trip, when's it going to happen?
Yeah.
And whereabouts were you when you proposed?
Nusa Lembongan.
Yeah.
Island off Bali.
Yeah.
And I set it up perfect.
He did. He was so beautiful. So a couple of days beforehand, we'd gone on a little bike ride, like all around the Nusa Islands to be like, oh, what's a nice spot? Because I was like, I know what he's up to. Like, you've got to see that. But like, Bali was obviously like, every view was beautiful, but it would be like really rocky if we were going to have a picnic, or there'd be like rubbish everywhere because there's no bins anywhere. Yeah. Fast forward to the day it actually happened, which was probably like 2 days later. I went for a facial.
Corbin's cleaning the beach up.
He went to the beach and cleaned the beach up beforehand. He literally did. No, I'm not even kidding. He was there for 2 hours and he did a karakia and he wrote a letter for me and he cleaned up the beach.
Because I was real worried, like, everything's downloads in the present moment, and I don't like to think of, what should I say, and then prepare it. I'm like, I'd rather just do it in the moment. So after doing that, I sat there and I was like, it all just came out, it was all just easy. Then I got her over here. I was like, oh, hun, we should go take some content for Tully. Go take some photos of your towels for Tully on this nice beach. And you might as well set up the camera while you're there.
As soon as he said we should take some photos, I knew straight away. And then I pulled out my phone. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting proposed to. And then like set up the camera, and I'm so awkward. And like usually when the tripod's set up, I'm like, right, I'm on, like action, do my moves, whatever. And then I was so awkward. You see my face, and I'm like, and then he like grabbed my hand and he's like, darling. And then I was like, oh, nah, lost it. And I just started bawling my eyes out. And then, and then literally we had like this beautiful 3 days in a little bubble, honeymoon vibes. It was literally like that took me back to the first time I met him, that feeling again. Like it sent me right back to, oh my God, I'm in love with him again. 2.0.
The upgrade. Now we say this is an upgrade. So, you know, we got the fiance upgrade.
Yeah, fiance.
And how'd you go with delivering the proposal?
Oh,
Did you have a cry?
but being a high performance athlete like myself, you know, I just delivered it with grace and ease.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I kicked up a little bit. There's probably like a little like, you know, I did feel quite emotional with it. Saying it, there was a little.
It was like that big, like I just felt boom, 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 like that energy together. And then afterwards, he's like, "Did I do good? Did I do good?" And I was like, "You did so well." But yeah, it was amazing. It was so beautiful.
And show us your ring. Wow,
Lovely.
Yes, I used to work at Michael Hill as well, so I stared at it every day, manifesting it. No, manifesting comes true, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
If you look at it long enough, it'll land on your finger.
And so how long ago was that you guys got engaged?
6 months.
Literally 6 months ago, the other night. Yeah.
So just knew.
But it's so lovely, you know, like obviously having all this transformation together and like going through a different phase of life, and then I just feel like this chapter is like for us now. So
have you got a wedding date?
No. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about getting ourselves set up for this moment.
We'd love to
and
get some investments and set up and enjoy life a bit more, and then
because it was funny for me, marriage isn't really a big thing. But for Ella it is, and that's fine. But I'm like, man, if you want to be with me, let's just make a mutual agreement. And we can save that money and we can go on a holiday for what you want. You know? So it's just I just feel like, you know, if you know, you know. But yeah, I love the ring.
Yeah,
I love the ring.
I love it too.
Yeah.
It's the best. I feel so content as this, you know, like, yes, it's just a ring, but also it's an energy upgrade. And I feel like it truly is a deeper commitment. Like, okay, cool. He could have put anything on my finger as long as it's that like meaningful delivery in it, which it was. And I literally just, not that I didn't feel secure before, but now I'm like, yeah, that's my fiance. Like, my guy.
Because I was going to make her a ring. It was going to be out of a hose clamp or copper, and we were joking around.
Yeah, but I waited 7 years for this. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride out this era as long as I can, and then I'll be in my bridal era, and then that will carry me through for eternity.
And when he's in the ring, how are you with when he's fighting?
I really love it. I grew up on sports as well. So like before I touched on briefly, like it was either sports or music for me. I love it. Like I'm so confident in his abilities that I don't like. I get an adrenaline dump. I wouldn't say it's nerves. It's like excitement, adrenaline. I'm like come from a performing background as well. So like the more he gets in the ring, the more confident he gets, and I'm like, yes, that used to be me in the ring. Now it's you, and I love it. And I just know that everything is going to be so great. But yeah, I love it. I just know his abilities, and he's very capable in the ring, so I don't really have anything to worry about.
It's weird. It's like when it's like my alter ego comes out, even at the weigh-ins.
Literally,
I'm not that type of.
He's not.
Yeah, I'm not being something that I'm fake, but it's like, you know, I'm normally like, you know, I won't say I'm a fighter or anything, because I like that whole thing of like being the art of surprise. And then when someone tries to fucking do what the hell, I'm not like that. But in the weigh-ins and when I'm walking out, man, it's just. I'm just so calm and present.
I
and
saw
I'm
that when you were walking out,
you know?
just how calm you were.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's just for him being so in tune and confident in himself now, where he can almost be that little bit theatrical, because it's like you're not being like, oh God, I've got to walk 5 more steps to get up in the ring now, and like you're not nervous about it. You're like, nah, this is my home. Like I feel so comfortable here. Like
I was going to say that it's your
this
home.
is my new signature. We're going to try to upgrade, but I always go the I-or. The triangle, and I always say every time I jump in the ring, I always put my hand up. So people are doing all these cool combos, and I'm just walking around the ring like this. People don't know if it's like Illuminati or anything. The whole thing is neutrality.
Just another day. Oh, and that's another thing. We always say it's just another day in the office.
Yeah.
Like, yes, realistically, you are going in for an extra hard sparring at full capacity with some pay and shiny lights. Like, that's all the difference is.
You do it every day, So,
So you're saying you're a performer, singer.
Yeah,
Hey?
had
Oh, cool.
a bit of a background in that. Through high school, I did stage shows that were televised Australia-wide.
I'll get the phone out, babe. Come on, let's show them.
I was actually watching it last
Oh,
night. I'm booking myself some singing lessons again for next year, just to get back into my feeling my jams again, and doing something for myself. But I was literally watching my YouTube videos last night, being like, oh my god, I was so good.
She was when I seen it, when I was like, yeah.
Literally the first night at the pub that we told you about, I pulled out my phone and I showed him this video.
Yeah,
it was.
It's
Look
full,
who I am.
Yeah, full theatrical.
It's like stage show in an arena of 10,000 people, televised on Channel 7, big lights, costume, hair, makeup, everything. Yeah.
Hey. The TJ, I got a voice like TJ.
But yeah,
little demo.
Oh no, retired. But that's me and my social media. That's me coming back to my child of my roots of performing, and I'm so confident in front of a camera, and I love creative direction, and I love everything. Put me in front of camera, put me behind a camera, anything like that. I love it. So that's kind of my tie back into where I came from.
I got my creator, my social.
You got your own
content
creator, right? Yeah. Built in.
Do you still not know how to post on Instagram? And
I'm getting
he's
better.
really good, actually.
I've just started to edit some of my videos. What I do is I do a cut, and then I give it to Ella and go do the final cut.
Yeah.
So I cut out all the bits that
He'll do a 1
want.
minute version, and then I get it to the 20-second version.
Yeah. So I'm getting better because, for me personally, that's still a thing that I probably struggle with a bit is social media. Even today, coming up here we're obviously in a rush and we wouldn't stop at this cafe, but taking photos before eating, I'm like, man, let's just press and eat and let's go. So it was all these things of time management and stuff. But I understand that it's Ella's job and it gives you so much freedom, which I love. And it obviously brings the PT in, the money. But I just feel like this generation is a lot of it's. You see people walking and they're like this, and I'm just like, man, come on.
I think there's definitely got to be a lot of boundaries in the industry of social media, and I find myself sometimes just really not sticking to the boundaries of it, and you just end up frying your brain because you've been looking at everyone else but yourself.
How does that look with him when you're together going out and having a meal, when you're with friends? Where are the boundaries where you have that intimate moment with your partner or your friends without putting it onto social media?
Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely know pick and choose. I know how to read the room. If I'm in with friends that are in the content space, usually I would say hello, maybe sit down, get our first drink, get pictures out the way, and then just enjoy the night. I've got a really, really good friend of mine and we're both in the same industry. That's our motto is right, let's get pictures first. We love it. Then we can sit down and enjoy it. And then we can just be present and just not touch our phones. Yeah. But I mean, look, if I'm with family and I might take a couple of snaps here and there, but I'm not going to go post online straight away. It might be just memories to have, or it might be might not even see social media. I love taking images. And you know what? Every time somebody comes to me and says, do you have any pictures of so-and-so I want to post for their birthday, or they've passed away, can we make a photo album? Who are they going to come to? Me, because I'm always taking photos. Right? I'll send you my invoice. No, but yeah, I think I definitely read the room. I'm not going to be shoving a camera in your face if you're not comfortable, but I am very fortunate that a lot of my friends are either in a similar space or want to help me and say, oh, you want to get a photo now? And I'm like, yes, please. And then be present.
And then for me, if I just don't wanted to take a photo, I'll just...
He'll just say, no, darling, I'm not ready.
Yeah,
I'm not having a photo.
No photos tonight.
Okay. I'll say, all right, well, you can say one of me. Yeah.
Well, that's all right that you can say that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And be okay with it.
Just that whole... I've just got this thing with social media, never... It does so much good for people, but it's how some people deal with it, and there's a lot of comparison and judgment where I have the awareness to go, I've had too much. Ella's got the awareness to do it, but it's just a lot of comparison and rat race and how many followers have you got? All these things where I actually struggled during this fight camp to post content. I was like, man, I need to get like a day and we just do it all so I can drip feed it.
Content day.
It does drain me a little bit, and I notice when I get stuck into the hole like we all do, I've just got to do this, and it's swipe. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, where's that time? I could have been editing the podcast doing something else. So we're pretty good at setting our boundaries with them, pulling each other up about it, in a safe environment.
That's good. And what about, how do you deal with negative people on the internet, or do you get that much?
I'm quite fortunate. I haven't had many negative like comments on my content. But in terms of like negativity that I'm following, I generally have no issue in unfollowing just to protect my boundaries. I suppose. I think there was.
I think I get.
He gets it more.
But like I don't care if people get negative to me.
No, but for my comments, you know, if people have commented negative on mine,
he'll
go through and comment and spend energy on it.
Like, don't say that, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, and now I don't do it. This was a while ago. Like, there was one guy that was saying, oh, this, and then. You know, so well, if you want to say it, look, you know, back it up if you're going to say it. And then he obviously sees, you're fired, then he deletes the comment, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
For me, it's just like as easy as just delete and block off my page. I mean, yes, I have had times where I've like absorbed it and that was not healthy, but now I'm literally just like, mate, you're a keyboard warrior.
Do you give him the time, or do you
honestly
just ignore
sometimes
it?
I have said comments because like some people just think that they can comment anything and then there's no consequence, and sometimes I will call them out on it, and some people are like, oh my god, good on you for saying something, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like, I'm not gonna just let it slide. Other times I'm like, delete.
Sometimes it's just bots as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's literally AI bots.
Yeah, we've got a thing we say in any environment, negative. If we're in a negative environment, if someone's coming to us with their problems, you know, it's like observe, not absorb, or like, you know, if we might catch ourselves saying something negative, or someone might say, like a family member might say something negative around us. Judgmental, it's like cut, clear, delete. We've got these little things where you're always, you know, cut, clear, delete. Like just don't stay in my subconscious, you know. So I'm very aware of that stuff. And for me, to go back to the question, so I used to get more worked up when someone used to comment on other stuff back at the start, because I felt like, I'm the protector. Like, don't you say that about you? But now I just don't care. I'm my authentic. It's so easy to be your authentic self. It's so hard to play a character you're not a.
100%. And for every one negative comment I get so many supportive friends and followers and well, not fans, but like friends. I genuinely do know most of my people. Like, I've connected with most of them at some point. So yeah, friends.
How do you guys make time for each other within your busy schedules of work? You work full time, you fight with your social media and stuff. How do you guys get around all of that?
Well, I think let's break it into two parts. Let's say out of fight camp and in fight camp. Out of fight camp, well, like, this is just general for me. I kind of make myself switch off when Corbin gets home. So I've got he might pop home at 4:30 and I'll say hello and be present then, and then I've got from 5 o'clock till 7:30 to do as much as I can, and then that's just me shutting off for the night. So I just, anytime he's home, I'm like, right, let's be a couple. That's just general. In fight camp, I feel like it's very structured, routine. It's very limited. Sundays is always our day together.
Shopping day,
market
groceries,
day. Market day. But we just try and make sure we do something fun, like, you know, go to the markets first,
take the dogs to the beach,
do something, and then go home, do groceries, meal prep, and then watch a movie that night. It's quite routine. It's very scheduled. But outside of fight camp, it's date nights. It's
But yeah, I think it's like what we've implemented just recently is to do a sunrise walk with Ella once a week, because sometimes I work up in Brizzy or Logan, so I got to leave real early. So if I can fit one of those in a day, no matter what day it is, that's a great way for us to connect. And then like Ella said, during fight camp, it's pretty much we know what we're both doing. We still love each other and we still check in, but we need to sort of have some awareness of, oh, how was that? Yeah, it was good. You know, it's just an automatic response. Say, oh yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh, what does good look like? You know, so
you know, maybe it's like one thing we did during fight camp is like, instead of like watching a movie on the couch together, it's like, let's go like lie in bed and be a bit closer together and feel a bit more connected. You know, something might not happen, but it's literally just laying a bit more closer to each other. I personally felt this was probably my hardest fight camp, the one just gone. It was our longest fight camp, and I had all my things going on. I was going through a big developmental stage through my end, and I hadn't communicated that properly, and I just felt really alone and communicated that at the end of it. But this fight camp I really struggled with. It was just intense, and obviously being such a bigger fight show and more on the line, it was just like, oh my god, I'm trying to do my best to help you, and I'm just not looking after me and
after yourself. And that was the hardest thing. Like, man, I just didn't even pick up on it, you know, and there were probably all these signs, and I just wasn't aware of it because I was a bit drained, and you know, it wasn't communicated in that sense until you know, to the point of like, oh, I feel alone. And then I'm like, oh, you know, drop to the level, like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, darling. Yeah.
Would it be a thing because you're self-absorbed?
Yeah, it's a selfish.
Yeah.
It's a selfish thing. Like the biggest thing I find with fight camp is when I neglect more advanced communication, and I also neglect time with my dog, and I feel that's the most as well because. Man, he used to come to work with me every day. He used to come to the gym with me every day, you know, and I feel that I definitely feel it. I know it's there. So I know that when we get to the weekends, it's a bit more
family time. It's just us and
yeah. And then obviously during the work week, I'm on call. You know, so I'm on call like a Monday, and it's like, yeah, we're going to bed early for one night in a row. And when I lay down the course, I'm like, for fuck.
But Rocky always knows that he gets to go in the van if it's a Monday night.
So on call, any on call jobs, I take
they
him.
go for a ride together. Rocky's a little assistant.
Yep.
So that's your child for now, but you guys are gonna be having children soon.
4 years.
That's the plan.
4 years.
Get as much as we can done before.
So you got 4 years, that's your time.
Yeah, it's the time.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking forward to most being parents?
I know that we're gonna thrive. We want to put our children as
I think we're just going to
sports.
raise little champions.
Yeah.
They're going to be at boot camp. They're going to be intelligent and whatever they do.
You notice like obviously I feel like I've got the physical side to me, and then I notice Ella's got the business side and the intellect side in certain aspects, and I got the spiritual side. We both connect. So I'm like, man, if it's anything like breeding dogs with temperament, man, we're gonna have this advanced.
No, but literally, like we are both great.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that our kids are not going to be great.
Yeah.
Use a great combination there. Yeah, like you said, business-minded, fight, spiritual.
But
we're both pretty good looking.
I sort of look up to one of my cousins, Sterling, when I talk about children, as probably I'd love to have them, you know, be quite aware at a young age. Awareness, like you don't have to go hug and kiss everyone if you don't want to. Like, you know, that's something like go hug your nan and go kiss your nan. But there's a story from my little niece, Aotearoa, and we're at the river one day, and she was playing with the rocks in the river, and you know, and I said to her, okay, let's go home. Take some rocks with us. Take some sticks with you back. And she's like, Uncle, we don't take from the whenua, we don't take from the awa. You know, and to have that level of consciousness at that.
Like 4.
At that age, I'm like, that's what I want. So with our children, I want them to tap into their spirituality at a young age, because your most purest form, you know. You know, why do kids just go up and just try stuff without having the anxiety of what's going to happen, or you know, that's why they just go and grab stuff and they go pull the plant off the leaf because they're just taking on this. They just want to explore, you know. So I want to try to keep that as long as possible, and just give them the best life, really. Like even if they, I know they're going to be fighters, but even if they're not, that's fine. I want to have them in as many sports as they can, and just give them a flourishing, abundant, safe, and secure lifestyle. You know, I used to look back at school and the parents, like, they're giving these kids this, that, right. But, you know, I want that. I want to be able to provide that for our children. It's like, obviously let them go through the struggle and not give them so much comfort where they're just not learning and they're being little brats, but just knowing that, you can stuff up and we're still here for you, and you know. So I'm excited. I love these long answers. You get me chatting. What was your question?
That's pretty good questions. Anything else you want to ask, Kun?
No,
Before I finish up?
Let's close it up with you.
Okay. Okay, final question. What do you both admire in each other today?
Oh, I'll probably say for you, like your drive, like your strength and your drive. Like literally nothing scares you.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to give it a go. Like you always give it something a go.
Yeah. The thing I admire about Ella is her consistency and her discipline with certain aspects. Like you know, she can just stick to something and keep that momentum going. where sometimes I can stick to something and revisit it in a month, you know. So she's a very smart, powerful and self-sustaining woman. She doesn't really need me, you know. It's not like
I need you.
yeah, but like, you know, she's independent. What I can say, you know, she set up a lifestyle where she can be independent. I think that's great.
I think we're both aware, like we still have this conversation today. We would both be fine on our own. Like if anything were to happen, or we split it, or not put those words out there, calculate, delete. But you know, we have our own things going on. We'll be okay. But we obviously make each other 10 times better.
Yeah, and I also appreciate that she's able to say sorry since last night. So that was a speedy recovery. So yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming here, sharing your love with us.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a great, korero. I'm learning a lot from you just from this now. So, yeah, it's been great. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Both.
Thank
Lovely.
you.
Well done.
And my clothes off. Laters.
Yeah.
Wow. Sweet.
So good.
That was great.
Thank you.
Kia ora, I'm Corbin.
Kia ora, I'm Ella.
And you're listening.
You went too quick. I want to say hello because Kia ora catches me.
Kia ora, I'm Corbin.
Hi, I'm Ella. And you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast.
Nah, or just one person.
That's cool. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm like, yeah, that's
We're
cool.
leaving the gap because we noticed when we're editing, it's good to have gaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Because I just keep talking. This one's fuck.
Yeah, otherwise it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Okay, do we need to do it again, or is that right?
No,
Nah,
that's
it's all
perfect.
good.
That was it.
Yeah.
do it again. This time with the haka and the jokes. Okay.
So I'm going to edit that into it. Straight after that,
yeah. No, it's the Burning Bridge podcast.
That's